welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about building trust in a relationship. Building trust can be with either a family member, a partner, a friend, or even a colleague. And trust is built in a relationship when you openly talk to your partner or to your friend or to your family member about any goals, dream, aspiration that you have. And it can also be talking about your worries or your doubts or your future plan. Trust is the foundation of any healthy relationship. And when trust is broken, it can lead to different kind of problem. People are worried, people are scared, they have insecurity, anxiety, and it can even lead to depression. And there's so much other problems it could also lead to. And when trust is broken and is unresolved, it can destroy whatever hope that is left in recovering anything you have left in that relationship. You cannot be in a relationship and not trust the other person. Believe me, I know it won't work. I've tried doing that in my past relationship, and that did not end up well for either me or the other person at all. I had to build trust with my husband while going through long distance relationship, and believe me, it's not easy because you have to give the other person the benefit of the doubt, and that's something that is very hard for a lot of people to do. It takes a lot of work, and everybody has different rule, and I go by the rule that says if he hasn't given you anything to worry about, then why be your own worst enemy? I say to myself, don't be your own worst enemy. Don't try to create problem where there is not. One thing about me is I express my feeling. I am the expresser in my relationship with my husband. I'm the one that is sensitive, is more calm, and is more gentle, and that's what works for us. We balance each other out. When one partner lacks, the other partner have to kind of balance it out. And that is what builds trust. That is what makes the relationship work. You have to be open to your partner. You have to be vulnerable. Give the other person the benefit of the doubt. If they have not given you anything to worry about, don't create it. Respect your other partner. Accept advice as well as be a good listener. Admit your mistake, because that is how both of you can grow. That is how you guys can learn. That is how you guys can be able to understand each other. And make commitment that you are happy to agree on. Acknowledge and appreciate each other, even in the little tiniest thing that might not seem important to you. Make sure every effort on good things or good deeds that you guys go through is appreciated. It might not be important to you, it's important to the other person. And that is what is important. Remember, trust happens gradually, and it takes a lot of hard work. One thing I realize is a lot of people trust the wrong one. People who are not there for them constantly. People who are not consistent. People who have a lot of issue or past issues that they haven't dealt with. You have to be supportive to your partner. You have to be protective of them. Trust results from consistently. You have to trust people who are going to be there for you in good time as well as also in bad time. And that is an effective way to build trust. How to fix trust would be another topic for another time. Because I know most of us have been in a situation whereby trust have been broken. But building trust is up to both partners, not one, but both partners. And it involves both partners taking the risk to prove how worthy they are. Most people give up on trust because of their past experiences. Everyone or most people have gone through bad past experiences, including me. Just because I've had so many relationships that have failed doesn't mean the next one is going to fail. And even if it's going to fail, you still have to give it that chance, because you don't know if it would or not. And regretting is not a good way to go through life. You cannot go through life in fear. You have to go through life with confidence. Confidence will also be a topic that we would be talking about in our later videos as well. Make sure your past experiences don't dictate your future. Let it help your future. Let it make your future better. Let it make you better. Communicate effectively. When you communicate effectively, it helps you and your partner go through your relationship as easy as it could be. Communication is one key that is effective. And without communication, any message you're intending to send to your partner would not be received, or it would not be received properly at all. Like I said, putting trust in friends, in your partner, family, it takes a lot of risk. And you as a person have to sit down and ask yourself, is that risk worth it or is it not? That is up to you to make that choice. You cannot be protecting your heart with somebody and try to build trust. But rather, you have to be vulnerable. You have to take that risk to be vulnerable. Is that risk going to be productive? I cannot say. But that's a risk you have to take. You know, I'm not the kind of person that goes through their partner's phone or their text message. But I also go by the rule of, to build trust, I have to know that you're free to share anything with me. And if I have to have access to your phone or maybe even a computer, if I feel like you're being reluctant to share that kind of information with me, I grow very suspicious. It doesn't mean I doubt the other person, but I'm suspicious because there is nothing that I have to look into that phone. I have nothing to check. But if I feel like you're being reluctant, then I feel like there is something to worry about. Not that I have to pick any fight or have to, argue about anything, but that's something that I have to be careful about. And that's something that my partner have to make me feel comfortable that there is nothing going on. There is nothing wrong. You can take a look at whatever you want to look at, and whatever is mine is yours. And that's an analogy. Every relationship is different. You need to understand that. What your friend relationship is not what your relationship is. What is good for the goose might not be good for the ganja. Another man's food will be another man's poison. So you cannot look at other people's relationship and go by their own rule. Do whatever works for you. Do both of you. Don't listen to anybody's advice. Listen to your advice and follow your rule. Follow what works for you. And make sure whatever you're doing benefit both of you and not just one person. And live happy and live freely and enjoy your life. It's hard to open your mind or open your heart to somebody else because of the fear of the unknown. And I also have fear of the unknown. But I always try to control my mind, to let my mind understand that you make your life what it is. Nobody makes your life for you. You have to set the rules. You have to be consistent. You have to have confidence in you because this is your life and you only live it once. With me, going through a couple of my past relationships, realizing that I had less confidence than I used to have right now, but that built me because I look at myself in the mirror and I know what I'm worth. I know what I should expect. I know what I want in life in terms of my goals, my future. And that's something that takes such a long time to actually realize. Respect each other's differences. It doesn't matter what background you're from, what ethnicity, if you're white, if you're black, if you're dark, yellow, does not matter. You have to respect and not judge the other person. Just because you don't understand something and it's important to somebody else doesn't make it less important. The fact that it's important to the other person is all that matters. Most importantly, you have to remember that you always have to constantly work on any trust and not assuming it exists. Relationship is not easy and it takes a lot of hard work. I've gone through so many disappointments in life that it's enough to get any human being to give up. But never tell myself, you never give up. You keep pushing and pushing and pushing till you get it right. And that is exactly what happened. I've gone through so many relationships, so many people taking me for granted, so many people that think I'm not worth it, so many people that thinks, I'm stupid. But when you find the right person, it doesn't matter what you do, they would always be there for you. They would have your back. And meeting my husband shows me so many things. If I had given up, I would not be able to have met him. It would not be able to complement my character or my attitude. Even when I'm wrong, it doesn't feel like I'm wrong. And that's the thing about life. That's the thing. Not everybody finds the right one at the right time, but everybody goes in their own pace. Some people can find their partners today. Some people can find their partners next year. Some people next tomorrow. But when your time comes, it comes. And when it's time for you to let go and build that trust, you would know within yourself you have to do so. You would know the other person is worth it. You would know that this is the step you have to take. Going through long distance with my husband is never easy, but compromising for each other, I've learned how to do that. And it's something that keeps growing and keeps growing. It does not stop. Hard work, you have to keep going through the hard work and hard work. There's sometimes I'm tired, I don't want to talk. There are sometimes the network is so bad we cannot communicate with each other. There are sometimes what he's trying to express I'm not understanding, or what I'm trying to express is not understanding. But at the end of the day, if you know that you love each other and you trust each other and you compromise, you have it all. That's just the steps that you need to take. That's just the first steps to making sure you guys build that trust, whereby there is nobody that can come to meet you and you can and can tell you, oh, you know what, your husband or your friend or your family member is doing this or doing that. At that point, you won't even believe them, because you know. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so you can know when I post my next video. Thank you.